is they have this very secret ingredient they've been adding to the shows that have actually made the show very, very interesting and something that keep us at the edge of our seats. Do you know what that is now? It's called weaknesses. So let's talk more about it in this video! Tokusatsu! Yes everyone, kochi here in the house here and welcome to the Tokusatsu channel. We'll talk about Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman and all those stuff here. So today I actually want to talk about that little secret ingredient that actually makes Gavv very, very great to watch and keeps it at the edge of your seat and not knowing what's going to happen here. So one thing about Gavv is, yes, unlike a lot of previous Kamen Riders that we've been watching, be it even Geats per se, okay, yeah? Alright, they always find a power up, okay, and most of the power ups actually do not come with any drawbacks. Yes, yeah. Actually don't have any, like, you know, drawbacks when it comes to, like, you know, oh, I have Geats. Alright, that is a bit of drawbacks per se, yeah, like, you know, Mark II boost, he's get tired out, but honestly, if you think about the level of drawbacks and think about the weaknesses of their power-up form, compared to anything you had in Gavv, I think Gavv does it amazingly, yeah. So when it comes to Gotchard, yes, I'm going back to Gotchard right now. I remember I really, really love Iron Gotchard, mostly because, aside from being cool and looking nice, yeah, Iron Gotchard also had a very strong, you know, strong drawback where he was unable to fight properly for a while. Okay, he basically drains his energy, yeah, and yes, he actually gets so-called injured when he's using, like, you know, physically weakened when he uses Iron Gotchard, yeah. However, as Iron Gotchard progresses, you realize that he seems to get used to getting weak from Iron Gotchard. Okay, you don't really see a drawbacks, yeah. That's the same thing when it comes to, like, you know, Geats and all, yeah. Geats, you have him, like, you know, Mark 9, then you get the laser boost to actually, you know, get past the whole, the Mark II weakness, yeah. He gets, he goes into, okay, laser boost, yeah. Then during his Mark 8, the one just before Mark 9, yeah, okay, before he turned to Mark 9, he has one more, like, I think Mark 3, I can't remember. Okay, yeah, so was Mark 3 or something, the white version, he barely appeared in that. And then the next thing was Mark 9 appeared. I mean, it's cool and all, it's like a transition phrase, yeah. But at the same time, you know, it feels like there can be more drawbacks, okay, yeah. I mean, Geats' story is good, don't get me wrong. But in terms of power level, there's no drawbacks. It felt like, oh, this is just an excuse for them to sell toys. Yes, yeah. Alright. So, when it comes to Gavv, some of the fights, you can see the characters actually struggle. Right? And their struggles actually link to their stories. Okay, yeah. It's not like, oh, I'm struggling because, you know, the enemy is too strong. No, I'm struggling because I have a weakness here. I'm struggling because I'm not fighting at my max capacity because I'm emotionally in a bad spot. You get what I mean? Yeah, there's like a lot of weaknesses to the characters. The characters are built in with so much weaknesses that it feels very human, yeah. Even Lakia, who's supposed to be strong and all, his power-up form actually, you know, they gave him a very, very huge debuff on his power-up jelly form. It's strong. You can't see him, but his time limit all really restricts him as well, yeah. And as an overall, Lakia is, you know, he came in strong, but he starts to drop down in terms of power level pretty fast. Alright? Not because he, you know, got weakened or whatsoever. Yeah. It's just that he was never that strong to begin with. He was only strong because of the way he fought was just ruthless. Yes, yeah. Whereas, if you think about it, aside from his debut fight, almost every other fight Lakia was in here with Valen, or actually with Gavv, yeah, Gavv never went full force. Aside from the first fight, yeah, where he didn't know what to expect. Because after that, he's like, why not we work together? Why not we try this? What you're doing is wrong. Can you, like, think about what you're doing here? You know, it's more emotional play than, you know, just heavy fighting all the way, yeah. And at the same time, even with their power, like the ice cream melts, okay, there's a time limit. Cake completely drains him. And I'm not talking about, you know, oh, I'm just drained for this episode. No, I'm drained. The fight goes on. I go back to my default form because I cannot maintain Cake form, yeah. Right, and then he lost battles because of that, yeah. Okay, Valen got into trouble because of that, yeah. Valen gets a power up, his bitter chocolate, yeah. And then he started to realize, oh my god, this is affecting my health. I can't even fight properly. I can't even live properly. Yeah. So that's something that it's just a secret ingredient that adds so much flavor into the whole Gavv story, into all the fights for Gavv. Yeah. So weaknesses really makes a character shine. So if I'm gonna take take this out of context and let's talk about maybe the Marvel series as well. Yeah. So if we talk about Iron Man is just a rich guy with armor, but he needs his arc reactor to keep him alive. Yeah. So during the entire first movie or the first few acts, you can definitely see that he's struggling because he's just human. He may have money, but money can't solve his problems. Okay, yeah? He doesn't have any superpower. He has to build it, he has to work for it, and it's always at his own detriment. Yes, yeah. Alright, however, if we look at something like Captain Marvel, okay, yeah? He comes in and, hey, I got all my powers just because I was just holding back, that's all. I have all my powers to begin with, yeah. You really lose that connection, you really lose that build, yeah. And then when you look at, Gavv, you can really see them playing into there is weaknesses. I need to surpass my own weaknesses to actually be a better self of myself, yeah. There's really so much depth in the fights, in the character build because of character weaknesses, yeah. Do you agree with me at this point, yeah? So let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Do you agree that yes, weaknesses is really that secret ingredient that makes Gavv keeping it at the edge of a seat? Will they win or will they lose this fight? Just because they got power-ups doesn't mean they win, because their power-ups are also weaknesses. Yeah. Okay, so see you in the next one. Remember, like, subscribe, and